The Secret of Blue Island, Chapter 1. The Old Boat. Leo lived in a very small village by the sea. The village was quiet. Every day the people caught fish, cooked food and went to sleep early. But Leo was different. Leo wanted to see the world. He wanted to see what was behind the big blue ocean. Leo had a small boat. The boat was old and grey. His grandfather gave it to him many years ago. Leo, his grandfather once said, "This boat is not fast, but it is strong. It can take you to places you dream of." One sunny morning, Leo decided to leave. He packed a bag. Inside the bag, he put 3 bottles of water, 5 pieces of bread, a small map, a warm jacket. His mother stood on the sand. She looked sad. "Leo, please be careful," she said. "The ocean is very big and you are very small." Leo smiled. He hugged his mother. "Don't worry, Mom. I will be back with a great story." Leo pushed the boat into the water. The water was cold. He jumped inside and began to row. Splash, splash, splash. The sound was like music. He looked back at his village. The houses became smaller and smaller. Soon he could only see the blue water and the bright sun. Chapter 2. The Storm. The first 3 hours were easy. The sun was warm on Leo's face. He saw some fish jumping near his boat. They were silver and shiny. Leo felt happy. He felt free. But then, the sky changed. The bright blue sky became dark grey. The wind started to blow. It was not a gentle wind. It was a cold and angry wind. The waves became tall. They looked like giant walls of water. "Oh no," Leo whispered. He gripped his oars tightly. Boom! Thunder echoed in the sky. Rain started to fall. It fell very fast. Leo was wet. He was cold. He was scared. The small boat went up and down, up and down. A big wave hit the side of the boat. Splash! Water came inside. Leo used his hands to throw the water out. "I must stay calm," he told himself. "I must not give up." He rowed with all his strength. His arms tired, his back hurt. But he did not stop. He looked ahead and saw something dark in the distance. It was not a cloud. It was land. "An island!" Leo shouted. He rowed toward the land. The waves tried to push him away, but Leo was brave. Finally, the boat hit the sand. Leo jumped out and fell onto the beach. He was exhausted. He closed his eyes and fell asleep while the rain washed over him. Chapter 3. A Strange New World. When Leo opened his eyes, the storm was gone. The sun was shining again. He stood up and looked around. This was not his village. This was a very strange island. The sand was not yellow. It was white like sugar. The trees were very tall with purple leaves. Leo had never seen purple leaves before. He walked toward the trees. He was hungry, so he looked for food. He found a small fruit on a bush. It was round and bright orange. Leo took a bite. It tasted like honey and strawberries. "Delicious," he said. Suddenly he heard a sound. Crackle, crackle. Someone was walking in the bushes. Leo froze. "Hello," he called out. "Is anyone there?" A small girl stepped out from behind a large tree. She had long black hair and a dress made of green leaves. She looked at Leo with big, curious eyes. She did not look scary. She looked surprised. "Who are you?" the girl asked. Her voice was soft. "I am Leo," he answered. "I came from the village across the sea. My boat crashed in the storm." The girl smiled. "My name is Maya. Welcome to Blue Island. We don't get many visitors here." Chapter 4. The Secret Village. Maya led Leo through the forest. The trees were so tall that they blocked the sun, but the forest was not dark. The flowers on the ground were glowing. They were blue, pink, and bright green. "Everything here is so beautiful," Leo said. He touched a leaf and it felt like silk. "Nature is our friend here," Maya replied. "We take care of the trees, and the trees take care of us." After walking for 30 minutes, they reached a village. But it was not like Leo's village. There were no wooden houses on the ground. Instead, the houses were built inside the giant trees. High above, there were bridges made of rope connecting one tree to another. People were walking on the bridges, laughing and singing. "Look!" a small boy shouted, pointing at Leo. "A stranger!" Soon, many people gathered around them. They had never seen someone from the outside world. They looked at Leo's grey clothes and his heavy boots. "Why is he wearing those?" an old woman asked. "He came from across the sea," Maya explained to the crowd. "He survived the great storm." The people gasped. The great storm was famous on Blue Island. Nobody ever survived it. An old man with a long white beard stepped forward. He was the chief of the village. "Welcome, Leo," the chief said. "I am Chief Aris. You are the first visitor in 50 years. You must be very tired and hungry. Come, let us eat." They sat at a large table made of a fallen tree. The food was incredible. There were purple potatoes, sweet blue fish, and cakes made of flowers. Leo ate until his stomach was full. He told them stories about his village, the grey houses and the small boats. The people listened with wide eyes. To them, Leo's normal life sounded like a fairy tale. Chapter 5. The Broken Compass. After the meal, Leo went back to the beach with Maya. He wanted to check his boat. "I need to fix it," Leo said. "I want to go home soon. My mother is waiting for me." But when they reached the sand, Leo's heart sank. The boat was not just wet, it was broken. A big rock had made a hole in the bottom. Even worse, Leo's compass, the one thing he needed to find his way back, was filled with salt water. The needle did not move. It was stuck. "I am trapped," Leo whispered. He sat on the white sand and put his head in his hands. "I will never see my mother again. I am stuck on this island forever." Maya sat next to him. She placed a hand on his shoulder. "Don't be sad, Leo. Our island has many secrets. Maybe we can find a way to fix your boat, or maybe there is another way home." "What do you mean?" Leo asked. Maya looked at the tall mountain in the middle of the island. The top of the mountain was hidden in the clouds. "The elders say there is a cave of stars at the top of the mountain. They say if you look into the pool of water inside the cave, you can see the path to any place in the world." Leo looked at the mountain. It was very high. It looked dangerous. "Is it true?" "I don't know," Maya said. "Nobody goes there because the mountain is steep and the wind is very strong. But if you want to go home, that is your only chance." Leo looked at his broken boat, then at the mountain. He felt a spark of hope. "Okay," he said, standing up. "I will climb the mountain. Will you help me?" Maya smiled and nodded. "I will go with you. We start tomorrow at sunrise." Chapter 6. The Long Climb. The next morning the sun was bright and the birds were singing. Maya gave Leo a bag made of woven grass. Inside there were fruits and a special juice that gave him energy. They started to walk. The first part of the mountain was easy. There were many colourful birds and small monkeys that followed them. But as they went higher, the air became cold. The ground became rocky and slippery. "Be careful," Maya warned. "The rocks here are loose." Leo grabbed a branch to pull himself up. Snap! The branch broke. Leo slipped, but Maya caught his hand just in time. "Thank you," Leo panted. His heart was beating fast. "We are a team now," Maya said. They climbed for hours. Leo's legs were tired, his hands were scratched. But he didn't stop. He thought about his mother's face. He thought about his grandfather's words. "This boat is strong. It can take you to places you dream of." Even though the boat was broken, Leo realized that he was the boat now. He had to be strong. He had to keep moving. By the afternoon, they reached a place where the trees stopped growing. There was only grey stone and white clouds. The wind was howling like a hungry wolf. "We are close," Maya shouted over the wind. They saw a small opening in the rock. It was the entrance to the cave. Outside the cave, there were strange symbols carved into the stone. They looked like stars and moons. "This is it," Leo said. "The Cave of Stars." He stepped inside. It was very quiet. The sound of the wind disappeared. The walls of the cave were covered in tiny crystals that shined like the night sky. In the center of the cave, there was a small pool of crystal clear water. Leo walked to the pool. He looked down at the water. At first, he only saw his own reflection. He looked older, more tired, but also braver. "Ask the water," Maya whispered. "Ask it to show you the way." Leo closed his eyes. "Please," he thought, "show me the way home to my mother." Suddenly, the water began to glow. The ripples changed. The water didn't show Leo's face anymore. It showed a map of the ocean. It showed a path made of golden light. The path led from Blue Island, through the great storm, and straight to his small village. But then, the water showed something else. It showed a giant ship made of gold and silver hidden deep under the ocean near the island. "What is that?" Leo asked, confused. "That," Chief Aris's voice echoed from the entrance of the cave, "is the ship of the ancients. And it is the only ship that can sail through the great storm safely." Chapter 7. The Underwater Secret. Leo stared at the image in the water. The golden ship looked magnificent. It was not like his small wooden boat. This ship had tall masts and glowed with a soft, warm light. "But how can we get it?" Leo asked. "It is deep under the ocean." Chief Aris walked into the cave. He looked at the glowing pool and then at Leo. "The ship is not just a machine," the chief explained. "It is magic. It only appears when someone with a brave heart and a true purpose calls for it." Maya looked at Leo. "You have a true purpose, Leo. You want to go home to your family." The chief gave Leo a small blue stone. It was smooth and cold. "This is a sea breath stone. Hold it in your hand, and you can breathe underwater for 1 hour. But you must be quick. If the stone turns grey, you must come back to the surface." Leo took the stone. He felt a strange tingle in his fingers. "I am ready," he said. They walked back down the mountain. It was much faster going down than going up. When they reached the beach, the sun was setting. The water was purple and orange. Leo looked at the spot where the water showed the ship. "I will wait here," Maya said. "Be careful, Leo." Leo nodded. He put the blue stone in his pocket and jumped into the ocean. Splash! At first the water was cold, but then the stone started to glow in his pocket. Suddenly, Leo felt like he was breathing warm air, even though he was deep underwater. He opened his eyes. The ocean was beautiful. He saw schools of glowing fish and forests of red coral. He swam deeper. The light from the surface became dim, but the blue stone guided him. Then he saw it. Sitting on the sandy floor of the ocean was the golden ship. It was huge. It was covered in seashells and green plants, but the gold still shined brightly. There was a large door on the side of the ship with a hole in the shape of a star. Leo remembered his compass. He pulled it out of his bag. The compass was broken, but it was shaped like a star. He pushed the compass into the hole. Click! The door opened. Bubbles rushed out, and Leo swam inside. Chapter 8. The Guardian of the Gold. Inside the ship, there was no water. It was dry and smelled like old books and cinnamon. The walls were covered in gold coins and sparkling jewels. But Leo didn't care about the money. He wanted to find the steering wheel. He walked to the front of the ship. There he saw a giant crab. The crab was as big as a table and its shell was made of solid silver. "Stop," the crab said. Its voice sounded like stones rubbing together. "Who enters the ship of the ancients?" Leo was scared, but he stood tall. "My name is Leo. I am a sailor, and I need this ship to go home." The crab moved its large claws. "Many people want this ship because they want the gold. They want to be rich. Why should I give it to you?" Leo looked at the piles of gold around him. "I don't want the gold," he said honestly. "The gold cannot hug me. The gold cannot tell me stories. I want to see my mother. I want to tell my village about the kindness of the people on Blue Island." That is more valuable than any coin." The silver crab stopped moving. It looked at Leo for a long time. Then it stepped aside. "You speak the truth, Leo of the small village," the crab said. "The ship is yours. But remember, the magic of this ship only works if you use it to help others." The crab touched a golden lever with its claw. Suddenly the ship began to shake. The engines started to hum. Outside the windows, Leo saw the ship rising. It was moving up, up, up toward the surface. Chapter 9. The Final Goodbye. The golden ship broke through the surface of the water like a whale. Kaboom! Water sprayed everywhere. Maya was waiting on the beach. Her eyes went wide. "Leo! You did it!" Leo stood on the deck of the golden ship. He felt like a king, but he felt sad too. He liked Blue Island. He liked Maya and the people in the trees. The villagers came down to the beach. They brought gifts for Leo: a bag of the honey strawberry fruit, a warm blanket made of purple leaves, and a small carved wooden bird. "Take these," Chief Aris said, "so you never forget us." Leo hugged Maya. "Thank you for everything. I wouldn't be alive without you." "You are a brave explorer, Leo," Maya said, wiping a tear. "The ocean is not a wall anymore. It is a bridge between us. Come back and visit us one day." Leo climbed back onto the ship. He pulled the golden lever. The sails opened. They were white and shined like the moon. Even though there was no wind, the ship started to move very fast. He looked back at the island. Maya was waving her hand. The purple trees looked beautiful in the morning light. "Goodbye," Leo shouted. "I will never forget you." Chapter 10. The Hero's Return. The trip back was very fast. The great storm tried to stop the ship, but the golden light was too strong. The waves just moved away. In the distance, Leo saw his village. The grey houses looked small and familiar. He saw people standing on the sand looking at the horizon. They saw a giant, glowing ship coming toward them. "Is it a monster?" someone shouted. "No, look," another person said. "It's Leo." The ship stopped gently on the sand. Leo jumped down. His mother ran to him and hugged him so tight he could barely breathe. "You came back," she cried. "I was so worried." "I told you I would have a great story, Mom," Leo said with a big smile. The whole village gathered around the golden ship. Leo didn't keep the ship for himself. He used it to help the fishermen catch fish safely. He used the gold from the ship to build a school and a library for the children. But every night Leo sat on the beach and looked at the stars. He thought about the purple leaves, the glowing flowers, and his friend Maya. He knew that the world was much bigger and more beautiful than he ever imagined. And in his pocket he still kept the small blue stone. It was still warm, reminding him that magic is real if you have the courage to find it.